Okay, hello everybody. I know it's been a while since the World Cup last year, and I'm still in Japan, and a lot of things have happened, and a lot of things are different, and a lot of things are becoming normal again. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit because I've got to catch up. So since the World Cup last year, uh, World Cup last year, I went back to New Zealand for Christmas vacation with my boyfriend. Except the month before we went back, he proposed in November. So I am now officially engaged. I'm very excited. So I was introducing my fiance to my family over Christmas rather than just my boyfriend. So everyone is very happy, and I'm over the moon. Like, you find someone that means so much to you, and it's just, I don't want to use the cliche, it completes me, but it pretty much, like, he's an amazing guy, and I'm so happy that I met him, and our life is going to be amazing. Everything's amazing when I'm with him. Isn't that what it's supposed to be like? Anyway, so we went to New Zealand for Christmas and had a great time, came back, and in February, the day after my birthday, a big earthquake hit my city in New Zealand. So I was obviously terrified for my family and my friends, and I did manage to get in touch with my family pretty much soon after, a couple of hours after the earthquake. They're all fine, the house is fine, but I did lose a few friends in a building that collapsed, which I can't believe still. So when the earthquake hit March 11th in Japan here, it was just way too close to home in more ways than one, especially being in a seven-story building, having lunch. It was, it's hard to describe the feeling that you get when when you think you know how you're going to handle a natural disaster, and when you're finally shoved into one, it's completely different. Like, I just went into autopilot. I did the basic things, got under cover, and then went into an open space once it stopped moving after 3 minutes nearly of shaking. So after that, I went home, I grabbed my passport, I grabbed my money, I grabbed a small bag. But the thing that annoys me, oh, and I filled my bathtub with water. But the thing that annoys me is I grabbed my passport, so I must have subconsciously realized I'm going to leave the country. So why didn't I bring a bigger bag with me with a decent amount of stuff? Because after transportation finally started up again 4 days after the earthquake, I went to my fiance's place, and then a few days after that, we went to Tokyo and flew out to Canada, and I had carry on. That was it. If I'd been thinking, I would have packed a decent bag, so I wouldn't have buy had to buy all that stuff in Canada. But no, hindsight is 2020, right? So we went to Canada for a week initially, but then both our governments and our families were worried, obviously, and putting a lot of pressure on us to stay away as long as we could. So we ended up staying 3 weeks in Canada. But that day at the airport leaving from Narita, from Tokyo, literally broke my heart. To have been in Japan for that week after the earthquake showed me a whole different side of the country and a whole different side of the people. But it doesn't surprise me in the least. You hear all these stories about people rioting and stealing, and it happened in Christchurch, and it happened in Haiti and all those other places. In Japan, I was standing in a line waiting for the supermarket, waiting to buy food and water. No one was shoving, no one was stealing, no one was being all crazy. And that helped so much because obviously everyone was scared, but everyone was calm. And had they not been calm, I would have been so much worse off than I was. And the fact that so many people in my town pulled together and we stayed together and we pulled our resources and everything, it was the people around you at the time that really matters. But still, I could have done so much more than I did at the time. But I can't regret anything. And even though leaving was hard, it was the right thing to do at the time. But I came back because I love my job, I love my city, I love the kids that I teach. And I wanted to finish my last 3 months on the JET program on a good note. And it's really an indescribable experience that the last 2 months have been. So it was a bit of a relief, really, to get away for a little while in the country. So when I came back from Canada, I had 2 weeks of work. And then after that, I took Golden Week off. I had 3 nights in Osaka, 4 nights in Nikko. No, 4 nights in Okinawa, sorry, and 2 nights in Nikko. And then I came home. And even though the weather wasn't the best, I didn't care. I was having a blast. And so I'm good. Sorry. So yeah, I wouldn't wish this experience on anyone. Like it's a huge it's a huge character builder. But no one should have to go through this. And well, I lost a champagne glass, a plate, and a toaster oven. It's nothing. I don't it's just stuff. I don't really care compared to other people along the coast of my prefecture in Fukushima who've lost everything. I can hardly begin to imagine what they're going through right now. And tomorrow it's 2 months since the earthquake in March. And to have your life totally turned upside down, everything gone, it's just, it's hard to imagine. And I hope none of you have or will have to experience anything like this. So I just wanted to finally post a video after so long and say, hey, I'm fine, I'm good. And Fukushima will come back. Fukushima is strong, like all the cheesy ads on television at the moment are saying. But it's true. And I don't have radiation, poisoning or whatever. I'm not sick. But yeah, that'll be fine. So I'm back for the next 3 months in Japan, and then my amazing life-changing experience will be finished. But the last thing I want is for this earthquake to define everything that I've been through and everything that I've been able to do in Japan. So I wanted to come back and finish on a good note. So, and enjoy my life here. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.